Over 49 or?
No.
No? Okay. That's crazy. Tattoo right shoulder, everything like that.
Yeah, in Alabama, close to man.
Okay. How you get down here from Alabama?
You Vanderbilt. That megabus.
Megabus.
Pass your bucket, drop you off.
Megabus, that's it. So. Cool, so we have the positive identification. He is going to be the person originally out of Alabama, which we had no idea. He's not going to have an open warrant, so he's going to be seen medically for the narcotics that he took and his active overdose, and we're going to go about our way and go on to the next call of service.
Celebrate the anniversary and 100th episode of On Patrol Live with free stuff. Follow Reelz and comment for a chance to win the On Patrol Live Summer Celebration Sweepstakes. Go to reelz.com/summer to learn more.
Years ago, we used to just fall asleep. Spilled makeup, don't regret, just reverse. Number 7's new Future Renew. With the world's first peptide technology no other skincare product has, even those that cost 10 times more. Reverse visible signs of skin damage in 4 weeks.
Vitafusion gummy vitamins. Where did you get the fusion from? Maybe because it's a fusion of healthy vitamins and delicious fruit flavors?
Fusion, like a karate door.
It's probably the healthy delicious thing.
Vitafusion. So musty in here. Deodorant attracts and traps excess moisture.
Well, I see we have some people tuning in. I just got the cameras and everything set up. But the show starts in about 8 minutes. if you've turned on Reels, they of course do a pre-show. I guess if I see anything interesting on that, I'll make a comment to that. This guy backed into the police car. That's having a bad day. clock was wrong.
So Thomas was gonna watch this for, you gonna have the TV going or we can hear?
Hmm.
Are you gonna have the drawing on the TV enough that we can hear the ballots and come down and watch it?
Where? You're good. That's a big old gun. You ain't getting DNA off that gun. People are stupid. Now they can check the shell casings. All right, we're about to get started. The original show's winding down, or the pre-show. So I'll give my standard disclaimer. I am a lawyer, but I am not your lawyer. If they do the same jurisdictions that they have done the past couple of weeks, I'm not a licensed lawyer in any state that they follow. Anything I say is not legal advice. I'm just commenting on what I see on the TV, and I'm commenting on the facts as I see them, and I make my own assumptions. So do not act upon anything that you see me or hear me do here. If you find yourself in a similar situation, you should consult your lawyer. If you want to tell your lawyer what I said, go for it. He or she will tell you that does not apply to your case. So every case is different, always. So if you have DirecTV, it's channel 238. It's Reelz, and we're going to get jiggy with it. I watch it on my iPad, so there's about a 15 to 20 second delay from the DirecTV, but that should make it easy for you to sync. So now we got somebody tracking a stolen vehicle. Here we go, showtime. And for those who didn't watch last night, which would be most everybody, I'm not going to do a play-by-play of what's going on the TV. Expect you that you're watching it, but I will make pithy comments as I feel necessary. But my main thing is I'm going to comment on what the police are doing, what the suspect should or should not be doing. Usually they should be just shutting their mouth and things like that. But sitting in silence is not always fun, so sometimes I'll just talk for no reason. And for those of you who are Reds, or I guess Dodgers fans as well, I will give you score updates on that. I'm watching that right there. So I've got the live, OPLive up there, the commentary OPLive down here, the YouTube channel right there, and the Facebook channel right there. This is Richland County. It's one of my favorite counties. There's two of my favorite deputies in it. Brown and brown, white brown and black brown. This is the age-old debate. How much chase do you do? Now, this is a stolen car, so they're gonna chase through most everything, even an apartment complex. But here comes the action. They got the canine out. You can go catch them some bad guys. Oh, that car crashed. All right, for sync purposes, Dan Abrams just came on my screen. Hazen, Arkansas, for sync purposes. This is a new department. I don't know much about them yet. What I can tell you is this deputy is from Hazen, Arkansas. All right, so she shows up. She gets to her house. Somebody's spearing blood all over her house. She got scared. Went out to the car and called the popo. She says it's her ex-boyfriend who's been stalking her. Okay, here's some of the things I'm going to do. Is I'll make my assumptions based on my human interaction. This is a drama queen. First thing she said is, I think my goats have been poisoned. How do you know your goats are poisoned? And there's the blood smeared everywhere, 5 or 6 drops on the ground. This is a drama queen. She's just wanting attention. Like when the cameraman makes his commentary by showing you certain things that don't make sense. Like if somebody was really trying to terrorize her, why is that door just sitting there? Okay, she says, my goats have diarrhea. So her first instinct is to call the police and say that they've been poisoned. Not the vet. Not check their diet. This is great. Even Dan Abrams said, remember, this is just her allegations. Yeah, her allegations of being stupid. All right, now that cop that's talking right now, he's one of my favorite too. He's real cocky. He thinks he's the best, but he also has his self-deprecating humor. The Reds Dodgers game just started. For those who want to keep up. A little marijuana. Oh my gosh, we're going back to the poison goats and the drama queen. A cop just says, "You sure he didn't have some Taco Bell?" Red's batter just got hit by a pitch. Or actually, no, he missed it, but he missed it. And I've seen this before. I've seen when people they so badly want to get to believe that somebody's stalking them, they just make up stuff. And that's what she's doing. That ain't good. The guy who stole the car left his phone in it. Showing us the moon for some reason. Oh, they got a drone up now. All right, about to go to commercial. "100 episode." It's great. All right, it's commercial break. I usually just keep the camera going. But you want an earbud? The Reds did not score in their top half of the inning. All right, now we can see the drone action. So now they got a 48-inch screen for their drone. This is great. Oh, headed to California. Trespassing call. Now, if the property owners are the ones who called, then I don't have much problem with it. This is just nosy po-po or nosy neighbors. So frustrating. All right, so this guy, they called for trespassing. He's clearly leaving. Be interested to see how much harassment the police give him. I see. That's what they should do every time. Property owner doesn't want him there, they come and say leave. Dude leaves. Cop doesn't bother him. Cop doesn't search him. Doesn't ask him a million questions. And you got this lady. She's not leaving. She's going to get the treatment. She said, those drinks aren't mine. The one's right next to her. Common misconception. If you can't just say I don't want to be on camera. People have to turn the camera off. You're out in public. The Dodgers just hit a 2-run home run, so that is no good. She said, I'm in the ghetto. You want this? We got a traffic stop. Here we go. It's the whole reason I did the show, is to get the traffic stops. All right, we weren't told why this stop happened. Where are you going? Classic question. See him right there. He's looking in the back of the car, looking for something that he can call suspicious so he can search the car. Because he wants to search the car, I promise you. So what's happened is he's asked for the registration. He doesn't need the registration. He can look up the registration. But he's standing there letting her search for the registration to give him more time to hopefully find a clue so that he thinks that she's intoxicated or smells something or something so he can search the car. That's his entire goal here, is to search the car. So if you can't find your registration right away, just say, I don't know where it is. They'll look it up. All right, now we're going back in time for dangerous high-speed pursuit from Richland County. All right, so this is a traffic stop. I don't know why. Looking at the car, you can see that its back tail light's out, so maybe that was the reason to stop the car. But as far as we know, the only reason that this chase is going on is for a equipment violation. So once again, you enter the debate of how much chasing do you do? How much risk do you put? And don't get me wrong, I agree. The person should pull over. I'm not justifying their actions. They should absolutely pull over, but there are two sets of decisions being made here. The idiot who's driving away, and then the police who completely control the situation. Can they just get the tag and address this later? Is it worth putting all these people at risk? I don't know. Is there an axe murderer in there? I don't know. $115 miles per hour, baby. All right, so now he's pulling over. Those reverse lights on? Let me tell you something. If you run from the police, I don't care if you voluntarily pull over later. You cannot be surprised when they slam you to the ground and hold you down. F you, bitch. There you go, baby. Dude's upset he got chased. A 12-year-old driving, it looks like. Stony baloney, baby. The girl is 15. Dude was 14 years old driving like a dumbass. And once again, this idiotic attitude. This girl just said, "Why y'all do my brother like that? There's too many of y'all. He's too small." Because you just went 120 miles an hour on the road running from the police. I doubt that's true. Mom's on scene. Mom's going to bust the boy's ass. Yeah, draw that gun out, baby. Now, one of two things is about to happen here. They're about to engage in the person who stole the car, and in which case that person should keep their mouth shut and not say a word. Or they're at the completely wrong place, and somebody who doesn't even know what's going on is going to answer the door, and they're going to start asking him or her questions. That person also should keep their mouth shut. So in case you haven't noticed the pattern, either way, keep your mouth shut. Going to commercial. Hello. All right, we're about to come back from commercial. Once again, my disclaimer, I am an attorney. I'm a defense attorney, but I'm not your attorney, and I'm not licensed in any of the states where OPLive is broadcasting from. If you think my comments would apply to a case that's similar to yours or exactly the same as yours, they do not, and you should not listen to me for legal advice. You should consult your lawyer. The only legal advice that I will give you is to not talk to the police and not let them search you or your car. Well, not give consent if they want to. If they force you to, don't fight them. For sync purposes, the disclaimer that they put up is now on the screen. And he's got a gun pointed up the steps. Alert, guns drawn, it says. Showtime. I got my range tip. The Dodgers are still up 2-0. So I've always noticed this about OP. When the police go into houses, the cameras never follow into the house, except for the times they do. I don't know the whys of when they do and when they don't. I used to think it's if the people are there, they somehow got permission and we just don't see it. But sometimes I go in empty. What Sticks just left out of that explanation, assume everything you just said is true, and it is with the assumptions that he stated. If while they're doing this search without a warrant or without consent, they saw like a big bowl of cocaine on the countertop, they can then make an arrest for invading the house for cocaine. I disagree with that. But that is what the law says. That's what the courts upheld. Did y'all hear that sound? It went whoop, whoop. Well, they're adding sound effects to their show. Head to Daytona for some type of alert. Like I said, I have 2 screens going. About to see some spiked strips going out. This is going to be awesome. Oh, that car just jumped over the speed bump. Check him out. All right, I can't tell if he got the sticks. He yelled stick in. I guess that means that he got it. But I didn't see how he got it. I don't know. He didn't have a seatbelt on. Into the second inning. Dodgers 2, Reds none. I think he said he just stopped the car. Yeah, I think so. He's just now realizing the sticks didn't work. Right, it's been 10 minutes. Of course they didn't work. I think he just said that they chased him before and they lost him in the same area. I should have Dan Abrams. I just said that. Dude's license expired in 2007. So neither one of the parents have a license, but they said the daughter has a license. So one thing that I've learned before, so they got a license that expired in 2007. You don't go that long without getting your license renewed unless there's something wrong. So they either got a warrant, um, they might be undocumented or illegal, but there's a reason that the license has not been renewed since 2007. I didn't catch that the first time. It's a photocopy of a license. So that's basically the officer said, same thing I did, that there's something more to it. So Dan always brings that up. The chief of police in this jurisdiction is 25 years old. So he just said, that license has been expired almost as long as the chief's been alive. All right, so from a criminal defense attorney standpoint, this is why you don't talk. So they're radioing each other and they're all admitting that none of them saw the driver. They can't ID him. So even if they find somebody walking around that they believe is the driver, as long as that person keeps their mouth shut, they will not be able to prosecute this person for fleeing. But the police will lie, and they're allowed to. And they'll say, I saw you, we know it's you. You need to just tell us why you were doing this, make it easier for you. Might be able to cut a deal. We'll talk to the prosecutor for you. We'll put in a good word to the judge. Say anything just to get him to just give that much indication that he was the driver, and then that can be shown to the jury, and then you get your fleeing charge because of what you said. But never talk to the police. All right, so we're at a commercial now. The Reelz and OPLive are in commercial at the same time. Well, it appears that we've got the technical difficulty with OPLive. They're not going to come back from commercial, it looks like. I remember the night that they came back for the first time when OPLive came after PD Live got canceled. The Dodgers just hit another home run. And the first night they just kept playing the same two commercials over and over and over. Oh, I take that back. They were just replaying the previous home run. The Dodgers did not hit another home run. And then I don't know if it was later that same night or if it was the next night, but then they had an episode where they just had no commercials at all. That was the best episode ever. It's probably the least profitable episode they ever did. Molly's trying to get her. If we don't get them back pretty soon, I might turn the camera on to my dogs because we have a dog trying to get her favorite toy that I put at the bottom of the basket. So she has to stick her head through the entire basket. Look, she's moved the basket. She can't get her toy out. Well, I did not anticipate a technical difficulty. I'll tell you what we'll do. It's 10:01 right now. If they don't have a stream back up by 10:05, I'll probably cut this off and then start it back up once it comes back on. Because I am not interested enough to maintain a monologue for the next 2 hours. At the end of the third inning, it is 2-0 Dodgers against the Reds. All right, here's what we're going to do. If you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, I'm going to stop the stream and I'll start it back up once they come back on. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm just going to turn the microphone off because it's too complicated for me to start and restop a YouTube stream. So the stream itself will continue to go, but I'm going to turn the microphone off until they come back on the air. So. And probably what I'll do if they come back on the air is let them be on the air for about a minute to make sure they're going to maintain connection instead of going in and out. So I'll be back once they come back. Sorry, YouTube viewers, I forgot to turn you on. So the direct TV feed's back on, but the streaming feed's not. And what I was saying was, I listen and watch the streaming feed for two reasons. Number one, if I have the TV feed on, the direct TV, the audio will be captured by the streaming service, and I can get in trouble for or get disconnected for copyright violations. Another reason is if I do the streaming feed and you're watching your direct TV or your own streaming, you can sync what you're watching to what I'm saying, because I'll be behind by 15, 20 seconds. Whereas if I'm ahead of what the fastest you can get, there's no way you can ever sync it. But anyway, so I'm going to do my best to muddle through this by watching the direct TV feed. I'll have the volume on as low as I can so that I can hear it, but hopefully it's too low for the copyright systems to pick up on it. And I still can't find this guy. God bless America. Back to Daytona. And this is one that the guy got away from once before. This is what I said before we went to break, to refresh your memory, is all of the police on the radio admitted that they could not identify the guy who was driving. So once they do find somebody who they believe to be the suspect, I guarantee you're going to hear some great police lying. And again, they're allowed to lie to suspects during an interview. They can't lie in court, but they can lie to suspects. And what they're going to say is, we all got you. We saw you. Just, tell us why you did it. Maybe we can help. Maybe we can put in a good word for you. Or, what were you thinking? Or another trick they do is they accuse them of something else. Like, we saw you run over that person. And then says, I didn't run over anybody. I was just driving. I didn't run over anybody. So while they're denying a serious crime, they're admitting to the only crime that he did commit. And with that admission, it's the only way they can get prosecuted, because based on the radio traffic they played on the TV, there is no path to prosecute or convict him of fleeing. All right, so they got somebody. Now, the guy that's getting arrested right now, once again, one of two things. He either did it, in which case, keep your mouth shut, because, man, they ain't got no evidence on you. You can beat this charge. Or he had nothing to do with it, and he didn't know what the hell's going on right now, in which case, keep your mouth shut. If this isn't the guy, if this is the guy, he's playing it the right way. Now, that's going to be a good piece of evidence for the police. They just jerked a key out of his pocket. If that key starts the car that was part of the chase, then I'd say whether he says anything or not, they've got some compelling evidence from which a jury can convict him of fleeing. It's not dispositive. You still say, I found that key. I picked it up. I was going to turn it into the lost and found. So, little tip for you. You're fleeing. You somehow get away and you get out of the car. Ditch the key too. Oh, I got my DirecTV feedback. At least I thought I did. So, from a defense attorney standpoint, there's a couple factors here. Now, we didn't see what happened, so I don't know why they're arresting him. They absolutely think that he's the one who did it, but as I said earlier, the radio traffic was nobody can ID him. So, what was the point of arresting him, or what? Not the point. What was the legal standing for arresting him? If they're allowed to arrest him, then they're allowed to search him incident to arrest to make sure they're not bringing any contraband into the jail, things like that. From that arrest, from that search, they found the key. However, if they didn't have a reason to arrest him, then you can't do search incident to arrest. If they don't have the right to search him, and that key is the only piece of evidence that attaches him to that car, then that could be a way to win this case. Him kicking the police while he's in the car is not a good idea. Blood on the police car. Richland County's got another pursuit. That's all they've done tonight. Pursuits. All right, they're chasing a motorcycle, and it appears the reason for the chase is speeding. So they put the Camaro up front to catch him. I'd rather see the guy trying to kick out the police car. Back to Arkansas. He says he's going 140 miles per hour. I don't know who's 140, but the one that's on the screen right now is not. That's for sure. If so, that means those semis are going about 135. Huh. Now this guy looks like he's going 140. That looks like a $140 right there. Dude is flying. Good Lord. Lost the tire. Hey, Taylor about lost it right there. People need to learn what get hands up means. He's got one hand up, which means the other hand, the cop's eyes can be on a gun. It's a good way to get killed right here, folks. We can see her boobs. Look at all of that. Oh my gosh, this is great. She better have a screen protector on that phone. Tell you what, this guy in Arkansas, I like him. He's right up there with the boys from Richland. 157. That's how fast they reached. Still chasing this motorcycle. Give that one up. Man, what damage is a motorcycle going to do to somebody? He's kicking up some dirt. Commercial time. We'll be back. All right. Once again, I am an attorney. However, I'm not your attorney. I'm not an attorney licensed in any of the states where they have OPLive. I'm just giving some commentary about what I see on the TV. I don't know everything that's going on. If you find yourself in a similar situation as what's going on here, you should not use what I say as any type of legal advice. It is not, and you'd be a moron to follow it. For sync purposes, we're back on OPLive, and he's still chasing the motorcycle past the Spartanburg sign. They need to give that motorcycle chase up. Now they want to get a helicopter up to chase the motorcycle. That's the only reason they wanted to stop him was for speeding to begin with. Just let it go. He just gave Miranda, "Why you running?" And dude's talking. He can't talk. Two grams of the marijuana. All right, another report of shots fired. Now, unlike yesterday's nonsense that I was in the middle of the desert, this one's actually in the neighborhood, so I'd probably respond to that too. Oh, wait, this is Toledo, so there ain't gonna be shots fired. Toledo's got this system that they got microphones set up all across the city. And if a gun's fired, it automatically picks it up and automatically there's police right then. Sounds great in theory. Problem is, it picks up fireworks, picks up small car doors that slam, backfire cars. Hell, it might pick up somebody clapping their hands the wrong way. I don't know. Most of the time that I've seen it on OPLive, when they get there, they realize it wasn't a shot fired. All right, this was not reported from the automatic system. This is a witness reporting 2 cars shooting at each other. She makes it sound like it's Baghdad out there. Or that's probably a bad example. Ukraine these days. I don't know. But they're shooting back and forth, back and forth. Oh, chasing a moped. And the police told him to stop. He said, "I'm good." And he takes off. That ain't how it works, folks. The Reds just scored 2-1 Dodgers. LA Dele Kuzle tagged up from 3 on a hit to right field. Pop up to right field, sorry. That's the happiest guy I've seen. That's loony. Reds just tied it up. I mean, this is the happiest dude I've seen. Now, look, I'll share something with you here. So I always say never talk to the police. Always don't talk, don't answer questions. And in a situation like this, if that guy would have followed my advice, my guess is that cop would have investigated him, would have run all kinds of stuff, would have checked all kinds of things because he did run a red light. Of course, the only way the cop would have done that is because he admitted to it. So if he wouldn't have talked, he wouldn't have done that. But anyway, point being, there is a price to pay for that. They may, if you're going to go by the letter of the books and not say anything, they're going to go by the letter of the books and search everything for you. What's up with the cameraman? The cameraman on all of them have been pointing to the moon all night. And it's not even the nonsense of a full moon. I don't know. We're going to commercial break. All right. Be back. Here we go. All right, once again, I am an attorney. I'm not your attorney. I'm not licensed in any of the states that OPLive does their broadcast. Anything I say is just my commentary based on the facts as I see them, and also I'll make some assumptions. If any of your situations are very similar to what you see on TV, do not take my advice. Speak to your own attorney. For sync purposes, I can tell you their disclaimer comes on the screen right now. Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Dispute at a hotel. All right. They've called the police because they're calling the police because one kid called the other kid a fat bitch. So they've called the police because they can't get on with their neighbors. Oh, come on, man. Leave the police alone. FYI, the Reds have the bases loaded with 2 outs. Benson's batting. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why do you call the police? Because the neighbors are making fun of you. Benson struck out. Middle of 6th inning. Calm things down. That's stupid. So this is the type of thing that people don't realize that the police should do a lot. It's a disabled vehicle, a flat tire. Police are not required to help with that, but this officer obviously appears to at least is going to engage with the person. The cynic in me might say he's trying to engage with her to see if maybe he can find some marijuana or something. He's using his phone to try to speak Spanish. Mm-hmm. So she says she has a flat tire. Brother is coming. Back to Pennsylvania. 2 kids are making fun of each other, so the parents called the popo. Now, they said they're calling the names and stuff, and then one of the moms changed it to threats. Obviously, if there's threats involved, then that might warrant calling the police. But the messages they played, because they did play the messages, it was just name calling. My dogs are attacking me. Paisley, come on. Paisley. Molly. Y'all, this is Molly. Molly, come on. Come on. All right, they said that they didn't want to talk without a lawyer present. Usually wise advice. Looks like the Dodgers just did a jack attack. Now 3-2 Dodgers. Open container. Open container. I don't know what he means by that. Extradition warrant. You don't want to hear those words if you are on the side of the road with the popo. So the guy's just saying, no words, lawyer. Look, the police are going to explain why you're getting arrested. A full extradition warrant out of Nevada. So that means the people from Nevada are going to have to come and get this guy from South Carolina. So this ain't no traffic violation type thing. This is some type of, you don't want to see that 50 minutes later. He peed on himself in the popo's car. Yeah, I don't know. I can't fault it too much. The dude's obviously been drinking a bunch. It said 50 minutes later. Hey, you gotta go. You gotta go. So Dan just said it's obvious. A lot of times the officers have to clean it themselves. I can tell you for a fact in Catoosa County, what happens is they go wake up into a trusty inmate, and they come out and they clean it. Another commercial. All right, we're going down to our last hour, folks. Come on. Come on. What was that? Molly, come on. Come on. Dog's crazy. Yes, Brandy, I am. I'll post the link right now on my Facebook page. I think I just posted the link on the YouTube. For the YouTube on the Facebook. All right. Once again, I'm a criminal defense attorney, but I'm not your attorney. I'm not licensed in any of the states that Live PD has their stuff. If any of your situations similar to what I comment on tonight, you should not use that as advice or suggestions for your situation. All right. For sync purposes, they just did their disclaimer on Live PD. And here we go. Now, dude is helping the woman change her tire. How nice. This cop doesn't know how to change a tire. Well, he doesn't know how to change a tire that's with the equipment they've got. Brandy, I didn't get a chance to watch them today, so I don't know yet, but hopefully tomorrow. I do know that the video quality is better on Facebook, and that's because of the camera I'm using. My YouTube stream is just the camera that's on my laptop. The Facebook stream is the one that's on my Samsung phone. Here we go. DUI checkpoint. My favorite cases. Not checkpoint. DUI test. And she just said she was drinking. That's a good sign for the popo. All right, so this test for HGN, and move your finger like this. You're supposed to follow your eyeballs, and I won't get to all the science behind it, but basically what the officer's looking for is for your eyes to kind of jump like that, for lack of a better term. If they do, it's a clue for being under the influence. How much have you had to drink? She says, oh, about a fifth. She's basically conceding to the arrest. She said, you do your job. And now that they want to arrest her, she says, you can't do that. Now she's upset that they're going to tow her truck. She said, no, it's not going to be towed. It's going to be hauled. Back to Toledo. Oh, there we go. We got a runner. Well, we got a runner. The passenger got out and ran. He didn't even get a block. Not even a block. Running, never a good idea. And he was the passenger, man. Man, even if there's stuff in the car, if you're the passenger, you got some ways to get out of it. But not when you run. Mm. I'll tell you something this officer's doing wrong. He's searching his pockets, but if you notice, he's sitting right on top of a storm drain. If something comes out of that pocket, it can fall down that storm drain. I'm not sure this guy might not have mental issues. The drunk woman said, "You can't say Shannon." This one peed on herself too. So earlier she said, "You do your job," like she knows she's getting arrested, and now she won't even sit in the car. I can't. I wish I could be there when she watches this video later. Going to commercial. We'll be right back. Mom. Mom. Come here. All right, once again, I'm a criminal defense attorney, but I'm not your criminal defense attorney. If you were find yourself in a similar situation, do not follow any advice that I give. I'm just giving commentary based on what I see and assumptions I make, which is a bad way to practice law. Come here. So what got them on the radar is window tint. It was too dark. He's happy as a clam. So this is another situation as a defense attorney. What I'm looking for now is by what right do they have to search the car? And a lot of stuff happened before while they're commercial, of course. So there could be a legitimate reason I don't know. But I haven't seen why the driver has been arrested. If the driver hasn't been arrested and if they didn't smell something or if nobody admitted to contraband in the car, those are the main things that would give them the right to search the car. So they have now found a firearm in the car in between the door and the passenger seat. So that ain't looking good for them. Now, I don't know who this lady is. She's just there checking the mail. What? Another fleeing case. This is one where they're going back, film from a different night. All right, so he started to pull over, and then he takes off. Showtime! That dude drove right into the field. Bailing to the woods. Car went and knocked a tree down. All right, so in this situation, the driver bailed. We got a passenger who just sat there and is being very compliant. Well, compliant, not very compliant. So again, that's something new that I learned from watching the show that I didn't know. I used to think that, or it used to be that you ain't catching anybody on with a canine unless you had an article of their clothing. But now the canines, they're trying to just pick up the freshest track. So that's why the officer would not go out and start looking in the woods for the suspect until the canine shown up. All right, so this guy's watching TV while he's driving. Sadly, though, that's probably a lot more common than we believe. I know I've seen people doing it, and heck, they even have radios now that will play the DVD while you're driving. Yeah, all of a sudden they don't speak English. That's all right because my man's got a translator with him tonight. This cop's so happy that he's got a translator. He's got a big old smile on his face. He's watching YouTube. Maybe he's watching me. Well, what a perfect timing. So we're going to break, and I can also tell you that the Reds game, end of the 8th inning, Dodgers 3, Reds 2. Be back. All right, we're back. I'm an attorney, not your attorney. Don't follow my advice on here. Ah. This woman's got it all. So why you do this? Well, I got rheumatoid arthritis. Well, maybe you shouldn't wear sunglasses. Well, I got cataract. She said, if I need your help, do I just call you? Yeah, call 911, dummy. She's got all the problems. New segment, Bolo, whatever that means. Basically, it's just a most wanted segment. They called it something different. Whatever. Ooh, $250,000. Ah, maybe I need to look for this guy. It's all right. So if you know Jennifer Fields, and if she's with Donald Eugene Fields II, you can get you $250,000. And the Reds lost. Molly just fell off the bed. That's on the floor. Volusia County. It's our first time we gone to Volusia tonight. All right, so he asked if he had a medical marijuana card. He said no, and he said, let me introduce you to your new jewelry. So obviously they saw, smell, see marijuana. Well, because she ran her mouth and wouldn't comply, now she gets the jewelry too. Look, folks, my job is to ensure that the police do their job right. And that's what I do. I get to argue with them and they can't do anything about it. But let me be the first to tell you, if you're on the side of the road and they tell you to do something, do it. Comply, comply, comply. There's enough audio, there's enough video being run these days. If they're doing something wrong, somebody like me can fix it in court later. And if it's egregiously wrong, then an attorney who specializes in 1983 actions can make you a very rich person. But once you start arguing, once you start fighting, once you start resisting anything they did wrong first, you lose your credibility. Just, I'll never understand it. Already back to another commercial. Be back soon. All right, once again, I am an attorney. I'm not your attorney. I'm not licensed in any state that Live PD does their broadcast from. If you find yourself in a similar situation as you see on this show, do not go by what I say. That would be horrible advice. Ask your attorney. So now they're talking to the passenger, the one who did not comply and argued and found herself in cuffs. Until she opened her mouth, they had no reason to detain her. So she just keeps saying that was distracting him, and that's why he ran into the sign. A little hanky panky, maybe. Well, 100 episodes. So, NCMEC is National Center for Missing Exploited Children. We've only got 15 minutes left in this episode, so I'm not going to get into it, but they're not as good as their name sounds. They're responsible for false accusations of child pornography. But one of our next episodes, I'll get into the details of how they do that and how they work with or influence or trick law enforcement into searching people's computers. So, this is one that I'll point out. So, it's a missing child, and obviously horrible. And they found the child, obviously great. And they found the child in Mexico. But once again, as is the case with the vast majority of missing kids, it was a custody dispute. It was custodial abduction. It's not child trafficking. It wasn't Epstein taking the kids to an island. So in this case, that is one that could be some type of sex trafficking case. She's 15 years old. She's talking to somebody online. They believe that she was groomed and her suitor tricked her to leave, and now she's been gone for over a year. So that's a horrible situation. Back to Richland County. Yeah, when the police come to your car, turn your radio down. This guy just said he wants to press charges against the police officer. He said, "Why do you keep bothering me?" Right now he's changed it to "Why do you all?" I guess we want a commercial. Just getting exciting. Be right back. All right, we're almost done for the day. Come on. Come on. That's my dog. Come on. Come on. So watch what'll happen if I lay down. My dog will jump up on the couch with me. There's the other one. Oh, Showtime. All right, once again, I am a criminal defense attorney. I'm not your attorney. I'm not licensed in any of the states that Live PD does their stuff, or OPLive does their stuff. If your situation is similar to what you see here, what I say is just my opinion, and I'm basing on what I see, and I'm also making assumptions. You should not take my advice when it relates to your case. You should get an attorney. You should also keep your pothole shut. For sync purposes, there are disclaimers on the TV right now. So now we got the girl cop is shining her light into the back seat. That's the way they do their searches. They don't need any probable calls or anything because it's out in the open. Oh, we got chase or high speed something in Daytona. That car ran. Oh. So hit a speed bump, bottomed out, hit a parked car, airbags deployed. But yet the people got out of the car, they're running. Dude is running. Go for it, baby. Go for it. Taser, taser, taser. All right, one guy submitted. I see. That's another thing. You're getting chased by a cop with a gun and a taser, and they can run. They hear the dog bark, just freeze and drop, man. That's my dog's favorite toy. The dude's pants all the way down. I mean, this happened way too late in the show. We're not going to get the resolution on this, and it's a Saturday show. Sometimes on Friday they come back and tell you what happened. Usually they don't. He got a busted lip. No shoes. What's up with that? Car is jacked up. Two, three, four airbag deployments. So the car was parked on the side of the road. Somebody gonna wake up and be pissed off. Oh my God, it's awful. Hey, it looks like the owner of the car might be out there. He's wearing a Steelers jersey or Steelers shirt, so who cares? Yeah, he's wearing a Steelers t-shirt. I hope it is his car. That's what Steelers fans get. God, that is awful. They said they're coming back. They ain't coming back. It's 12 o'clock. That's the end of the episode, I would assume. But he did say they're coming back, so. Of course, this might go over tonight. They had that big long period of technical difficulties. Maybe it was paused during that time. And so they're going to make up for it now. It's about 5-10 minutes, something like that. Both dogs are just licking their paws. It's too hot for them. All right. I don't know how much longer the show's going to be on, but I'm going to just keep on talking. Once again, I'm an attorney, but I'm not your attorney. I'm not licensed in any of the states that Live PD or On Patrol Live does their stuff. If you find yourself in a similar situation on the comments that I'm making tonight, remember, I'm just making comments on what I see, and I'm making assumptions. Following my advice would be a very stupid thing to do in your case. For sync purposes, the OPLive disclaimer is up right now. That car's jacked up, man. Hands all bloody. Now, I don't know who this guy is. He wasn't in the car, but maybe it was his car that got totaled and he was reaching to get something. Well, it looks like that's the end. All right. Well, thanks for watching night 2. All right. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this next week because we've got a busy weekend. We're doing some stuff, but if I'm able to, of course I will. Thank you, everybody.